Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back. Today, it's not just us reacting, guys. I'm joined with a very special guest. Her face will be covered, guys, because she don't want to be seen. So, but with that being said,
Let's go.
let go.
That was not
What did
right.
you
I
say?
know. I said let go, let go. I know. The pressure is getting to me.
Asians on.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be reacting to why South Asians always fail on Love Island. By the way, you're South Asian, and
So we shall see.
why do you think they fail? Initial thoughts.
I just think that what South Asians class as good looking is different to what the rest of the world would class as good looking.
Okay.
Do you know? So I just think it's just a preference, like a type thing. Like I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Love Island.
Don't go on Love Island if you're Asian, unless you
Ha!
want
I've seen
Ha!
him.
I reacted to this guy's fucking pop the balloon thingy. Lol.
to get violated. Because, bro, the amount of Asian brothers and sisters I've seen go on that show and end up getting violated, it's peak. Listen, I've got a couple single brethren, they're Asian as well. I reckon if they went on the show, they'd clean up. But let's be real, the rest of the cast, they have a type and they stick to that type. To my Asian brothers and sisters, I don't
That's
know
what
why
I
they
said.
sign up knowing full well what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. Like, let's be real, they
Yeah.
know.
I honestly don't want brown representation on Love Island because I know if there was a brown girl out there that was twerking on some white boy to get his heart rate up, she would get her ass beat. And like she would probably get thrown out of her house. And
Yeah, that's another thing too. There's a very big cultural
Yeah,
difference.
you can't be doing that stuff.
Yeah. Huh.
Your parent, I don't know.
But there has been like I'm sure there was an Asian guy on there once.
Yeah, was it last season or maybe the season before Malvir?
I don't know, I don't watch none of it. But I'm pretty sure there must have been. Has there been Asian girls on it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, there has. But do you know what? I can't remember her name, but I'm pretty sure she went on a podcast or a talk after explaining the whole situation with her parents and stuff.
Really?
So that's probably a good one to react to next. I'll try
Yeah,
and
that
find
would have
it.
been good.
all that for some boy who doesn't know if the UK is in Europe.
It honestly makes sense to me why there's not any like brown Desi folks on Love Island. It's because literally what brown person would go on there and like do all those making out challenges in front of their family or like just on television? Hello? Hello? We don't even tell our parents if we're talking to a guy. Do you think we're gonna go do that? Like, no. No.
Love Island, brown boys typically do so badly on that show. Do you think that that's a reflection on wider society? That brown boys are just not seen as attractive?
Absolutely, I'm going to say yes to that because I auditioned for Love Island.
Oh, hey, these guys, grown men watching Love Island while the NBA final playoffs is going on. That's crazy. Men used to fight wars.
I mean, let's not act like bro didn't join in to watch Love Island with the rest of them as soon as the cameras turned on.
Men used to fight wars. That is
Yeah.
facts, though. It's facts.
But that aside, today
It's
we are going to be
jokes.
looking into one of the most talked about reality shows right now, which is Love Island, a show which has been a staple of UK culture for years. And this year it looks like the US has finally caught on as well, because all I'm seeing on my feed and when I'm looking through her TikTok reposts is Love Island USA. Like, bro, this show is everywhere right now. And today's video is going to focus on the South Asians who have been on the UK version of the show over the years, because yes, some people in our community decided that this was the show to go on. And if that's for better or for worse is for you guys to decide as you watch this video. But before we dive in, make sure you guys run up the likes and drop a comment, because it makes a massive difference as to how the video performs in the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you know about this show already, then comment down below if you would go on this show if someone offered you 100k. But if you're not familiar with this show, then Love Island is basically like a lads and
Would I go on Love Island? Nah. Nah. And I always
for 100k.
Nah, from the very first thing. One, because I wouldn't win. First of all. Two,
What?
I'm 5 foot what?
Damn.
Who knows? I'm same height as all the women. That's all
There'll
they
be
know.
another woman on there the same height as you or shorter.
And then
You know,
second,
if they get more South Asians on there, you'll get a short girl
yeah,
on there.
maybe if they mix it up. But
Yeah.
like all the black men that have gone on there, they've just been tall and shit. So I know I have no chance. And also, Well, third, I just don't think I'm attractive enough to just be on stuff like that. Fourth, what was I gonna say? Yeah, when the girls say tall, dark, and handsome,
Maybe dark hair.
yeah, I mean like fucking Timothy Chalamet, not fucking Michael
Is that what you
Jordan.
thought
Like,
growing up?
yeah, I was like tall, dark, and handsome. I'm in there. I am. Yes, mate. Maybe not tall, but
Dark and handsome.
dark,
2 out
maybe
of the
handsome.
3.
Yeah, I got that.
this.
Only for some white boy to walk around the corner. Like,
That's my
what?
type.
No hate on the white boys, by the way.
Girls' holiday in Ibiza if you're from the UK, or if you're from America, then it's like a trip to Miami or Turks and Caicos, but televised. And if you know what goes on during those trips, then you know. But the premise is that it's a dating show set in a villa, and the aim of the show is to find love, quote unquote, and couple up with whoever you feel like you have the best connection with. And the couple that's voted the public's favourite wins £50,000 at the end of the show. But that's just a basic rundown, and there are twists during the show like bombshells and audience votes, which basically spice up the show and make it more interesting. So it's like your typical reality TV show mixed with an element of real life Tinder and dating, with the difference being that millions of people are watching the show every night and judging their favourite couples over the course of 8 weeks. And the
Get your claims handled instantly. It's about time insurance does that. Get a quote at lemonade.com/UK.
Let's go to lemonade.com.
The next sale. At least 50% off all next sale.
Shut your mouth.
The show's aim is to have a diverse cast of people and to essentially simulate what dating in the UK looks like, because they usually cast normal people who work standard 9
They
to
all
5,
look
but also
exactly
people
the
who
same.
clearly
Bro, exactly. Sorry if this is echoing a bit, guys. I'm gonna.
hit the gym a lot, because the majority of the people on the show do have a certain type of physique. But when you look slightly deeper, there is a larger issue at play, and the show has been called out for its diversity problems in the past, particularly when it comes to having South Asians on the show. So since the show's inception in 2015, there have been nearly 400 islanders on this show, and of these 400 there have been around 10 contestants, give or take, of South Asian descent. And if you do the maths, then South Asians make
10?
10 out of 400.
Yeah.
Ah. But again, they said a lot of them just won't do that simply because of their
Yeah.
parents and family and
So
stuff.
it's probably not that they're just not casting.
Yeah, it's probably just they're not
Yeah.
applying simply. Because
Yeah,
I know
which makes sense.
there's like always a token black people in every season.
Mhm.
So, but the Asians, yeah,
They
top
just don't
about
wanna be on the
2.5% of the total contestants. And if you look at the UK South Asian population, we make up about 7.5%. So clearly South Asians are underrepresented on the show, and we don't see too many of us on here. And I've been seeing a lot of people on TikTok wanting to see the producers drop a South Asian into the show, because obviously on a show as big as this, you want to see someone that you can relate to and who looks like you. And clearly the demand is there just because of how big our community is. So where are they? And this video is essentially going to break down why this is, and I'm also going to look at past contestants who have been on this show to see how they did. But spoiler alert, this show is becoming a bit of a humiliation ritual for our people at this point. But first, I think we need to look at the reason why there is a lack of South Asian contestants for this show in the first place. Now, a lot of people may think that it's due to the casting directors of the show not picking South Asians, but I don't think that this is the sole reason. I mean, it could be a factor, but I think the biggest reason why we don't see South Asians on this show is because of the culture and how they're going to be perceived if they go on this show. Because Love Island isn't just a basic dating show, and to put it lightly, this show isn't exactly safe for work, and it's definitely not PG, and they do like to get a bit loose in the villa, and they will do the madness on TV for everyone to see. And if you know how conservative our community is when it comes to that,
they do the madness.
Mm.
Ooh.
You're gonna start watching now.
Start
That's
all the way
what you're
season 1.
saying.
Nah, I didn't know they did the madness though, bro, on camera.
Yeah. Obviously, they don't really like. They kind of show it, but obviously-
That's disgusting.
But the thing is, you're all sharing a room. So like you're in a whoever's doing it is in a bed there, and the next couple is just there. Yeah.
On God, we're gonna have to fight.
Damn. Yeah.
Right then and there, bro. I don't care if you're mid-stroke. I don't care if you're about to bust, bro. You're seeing hands flying towards your face, bro. What do you mean we're all sharing a room and you lot want to get
But they
freaky?
also have like a little like, I don't remember what you call it, but like a little like hideaway room
I'm like, bro, we're in the sun. You have all fucking day. Like, go chat to you. Go be freaky in the corner, fam. Like, jeez.
type of thing, then you'll know that this is a key factor.
We're
Like,
all
you
trying
just
to
know the
sleep,
WhatsApp
like-
groups are going to go crazy if anyone's son or daughter is seen doing that on TV. But the producers of the show have actually made the show a
Maya
lot more
Jama.
tame, and they don't actually show them doing the madness on camera anymore, and they haven't done so for a few years, so it's a bit less of a factor now. But even aside from that, just going onto the show and being from our community is going to give you some side-eye from certain people. And forget going onto the show, there's even a stigma around watching it. You know, aside from all of the online discourse right now about, as a man, how are you watching Love Island? Or if you're a man watching Love Island, then 5 years Dagestan. Which is like, okay, bro, we get it. You don't want the guys to watch Love Island. I mean, personally, I don't think it's that deep. Like, this is just some brain rot reality TV. But me personally,
So if you come one day,
And you're watching
catch
Love
me
Island.
on fucking, I don't know, season 4, episode 10 or some shit. How much episodes is there? Okay. You catch me watching. What are you gonna really think?
Okay, I get it. No, I don't know. I just feel like it's reality TV. Certain men like a bit of reality TV.
Yeah, but Love Island.
Okay, I guess you can watch it if you're watching it with your girl.
Yeah, but
Because
like
you're just watching it
me
because she's-
by myself as a man, what reason do I have to watch other
What
couples?
reason does anyone have to watch Love
Yeah, but
Island?
women love that shit. Women love the drama,
That's
the
true.
romance,
That
the
is
blah
true.
blah blah. Like, I'm not saying men can't like them subjects, but that show,
Yeah.
as a man, come on, G. There's other shit to watch, like that.
personally, I'm not really a big Love Island watcher like that because it's not really my type of
He's
TV. But when
lying.
you see
He
people
watches
talking
it.
about it in
No, he
group
does,
chats
bro.
you're in, and when one of your boys is saying that he's watching the show to learn how to speak to girls, then it's hard to ignore. By the way, don't be like my boy because that is crazy work. But in an Asian household, I don't think you can just put Love Island on in the background like it's one of those Asian soap operas.
Oh
without
my
someone questioning-
gosh! I just clocked. He's using AI to answer her.
Huh?
He's using AI. It's giving them the answer and stuff. Ten, my guy. 10. Do what you must.
Yeah, and
That's
telling you to change the
crazy.
channel. And this isn't just in the South Asian community. I mean, I was seeing TikToks of people questioning why anyone who's Middle Eastern would go on the show, or why any East Asian would go on the show, because the shaming from the community would be too much. I was even having a
What was you gonna say?
Is it just Asian people's parents that having it? Like, I can't see other races' parents being okay with stuff like this. Or is it just like,
You know what? I feel like with black people, I don't know. I feel like
what would your parents' reaction be if you said, okay, I'm going on Love Island? Or if your sister decided, I'm going to go on Love Island.
Yeah, but again, my family situation's very different
Yeah.
to a lot of people. My parents, they wouldn't. I don't know. I don't think they
feel like they
care.
would have
Like,
it. Well, I feel like your mom would probably care. No, I feel like your dad would care.
yeah, my mom wouldn't. Well, she. Not to
I
say they
don't
wouldn't, but I
know.
don't think they'd care. As
To an
in, like,
extent.
to be like, oh, that show's disgusting. Blah 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 blah. Wait, well, my mom actually might say that, but
I think so.
but I don't think she'd be like, no, you're not doing it, type thing,
Got
you
it,
know.
okay.
Because they don't, as I said, my situation's a lot different to
Yeah.
other people.
I get it.
But yeah, with black people though, I feel like a
feel
lot
like
of
it could be
households probably
stricter,
wouldn't
yeah.
have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
There's
you'd get
few
some that are just
yeah,
like, oh well,
alright.
it's not that bad, it's just a show, blah
Got it.
blah. But then with white people now, and here's another thing too, Love Island is like UK culture.
Mm.
I was saying this in the last video, like what I don't know how much about now, but before, like when Love Island was coming on, the whole country
Yeah,
was
everyone
like
was
locked in.
tuning in.
So I think, especially for English people, like it wouldn't
It's
be
a-
a problem. It'd be like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you made it. You know,
But and then they'd
You
probably
made
be
it.
like, oh yeah, get a lot of brand deals after it and stuff.
well, we
So, like,
reacted to the last video
is that what
where
they were saying in there?
they thought that, but that wasn't
That wasn't
always the case.
Yeah, because it's not going to be the case for every person that's going
Mm.
on to Love Island. But I guess a lot of people's parents would probably be okay with it. Like, oh yeah, if you're going to come out of this and be rich and famous, or
Yeah,
just rich or
probably.
whatever, then fair enough. Sort the family out, sort
Mm.
everyone out. And then I guess after that, you kind of forget that they were even on Love Island.
Yeah, because I don't know, like it's a dating show, but there's a lot worse out there. There's a lot worse. From what
Yeah,
I've
like-
seen,
Like
yeah.
what is it? Naked Attraction.
Well, yeah, that Naked Attraction. That's one.
That's a weird
That's
show.
wild. And they didn't even get paid for that either. Like there was no
Yeah.
prize,
They
no
don't get paid
nothing.
for that.
Nah, just volunteered to go on stage naked. Like, all right, dude.
Yeah, that's weird.
What was I gonna say? I can't remember. But yeah, fucking Love Island, bro.
Conversation with one of my Nigerian friends, and he was telling me that if you were caught on this show as a Nigerian, then you would be disowned immediately. And he was telling me that he was shocked that quite a few Nigerians still go onto this show. But despite most cultures being against it, Love Island is still one of the most watched shows in the UK. And with that comes a lot of opportunities for fame, money, clout, and if you play it smart, then very lucrative business opportunities. For example, back in 2019, there was someone who was only on this show for 2 weeks, but they ended the show on 500,000 Instagram followers, literally after 2 weeks of free holiday in Spain. Molly May, who was on the show for one season in 2019, ended the show on...
Bro, that's the whatever season she was in.
Is that the last one you watched?
No. I feel like that's the season where everyone was getting like the brand deals and everything. Like this was
yeah, I
prime
think so.
time right before
Yeah.
COVID.
I
And then
think so.
COVID hit. And yeah, everyone went into it thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna get brand deals, which some did, but a lot of them they just fell through.
3 million Instagram followers, and today she's on 9 million off the back of the show. And she's used this platform to build a £6 million net worth. So with figures like that, you can see why some people in our community would go onto this show. And I'm not saying that everyone who goes on this show is there for fame. Maybe some people are actually trying to find love. I mean, when apps like Deal Mill are recommending you people who live on a different stratosphere, then maybe Love Island does become a valid option for South Asians. But I do want to make the point that obviously South Asians aren't a monolith and we don't all have the same values and beliefs. So what's acceptable for one group of people might not be for another group. So I don't think the culture being against it justifies the lack of South Asians on this show. And again, there are 6 million South Asians in the UK, so surely at least a few would be down to do this show. But over the years, a few, and yes, it is very few.
That's the one I recognize. I was like, that was an Asian guy, I'm pretty sure. Him.
Yeah, I recognise him as well.
Have been
I
down-
recognise this side.
I didn't
Girl with
watch.
the dimples.
I didn't watch
A lot of the seasons.
yeah, but I just recognize his face from Instagram.
To do this show. So I'd say we start by talking about
I think it was
Nas
him and-
Majid,
he
who
was
was
with
on
some
season
ginger
6
girl,
of
I
this
think.
show, and he was the first ever South Asian male to go onto this show, and he is of British Pakistani and Guyanese descent. And I remember this being pretty significant at the time because people wanted to see how he would do as a South Asian male on a dating show. But what followed was hard to watch. I haven't actually watched a single episode of the season that Nas was on because there are like 60 episodes, but based on the articles I'm reading and the clips, Nas got done so dirty. And the thing is, I don't even think it's his fault because he does seem like a nice enough guy, but the way the cast treated him was difficult to watch. Okay, so on the first episode, the presenter asked the 5 girls if they want to step forward for Nas and get to know him, and none of the girls stepped forward, which may look bad, but it isn't really that deep because I guess girls on the show don't really step forward anyway, and they want a guy to move to them first. But he's then forced to be in a couple with this girl called Shanice, who on the first night says that he kind of looks like Aladdin and he has an exotic look to him. But then there's a scene of him dropping some of the dead
They always like to use Aladdin, don't they?
Bro, I'm actually sick of people. It's just coining one term for a whole race.
Yeah. Aladdin's not even Asian.
I know. Niggas Arab, bro. And then flipping, when I was in Morocco, everyone was just Rasta, Rasta. I'm like, no, Rastafarian's a religion, matey. I'm not a Rasta. I just have dreadlocks. Like, it was really it. I didn't care the first two people. I was just like, yeah, whatever.
But then it just kept
And
happening.
it kept happening. I was like, come on, guys, come on, like, get a little bit educated, please.
This game I've seen on this Shanice girl, and I know I can't really talk because if I had
Yeah, but she has no excuse. She's from. I'm guessing she's from England. She got no
all
excuse.
of these
for it.
cameras on me, then I'd probably fold as well. But
I remember this
yeah, it was
season.
like, come on, bro, like
you watched
you
this
need to
one?
step up the
Yeah, a
game
bit
a
of
little
it.
bit. But then, as you continue watching the clips, Naz is repeatedly seen as undesirable because of his height, and quite a few of the
5'7".
girls say that he's too short for
Yeah, I ain't making it. I ain't. That's why you laughed at it. I ain't making it.
them. Now Naz is 5'7", which for a man is below average height, but I don't think I've seen it before where they're constantly hating on him for how short he is. And this one thread I was reading said that there have been contestants in the past on Love Island who are shorter than Naz, but their height wasn't questioned as much. And again, it's one of those things that obviously Naz can't control his height, and if the girls don't find that attractive, then it is what it is. Like, you can't really be too angry at them. But the next part I have to tell you about Naz is where you have to question whether or not the producers were playing into the stereotypes here. So the producers tweeted a behind the scenes picture of Naz on top of another couple, and they captioned the tweet with actual footage of my dog waking me up at 5 a.m. And this caused a pretty big stir online because people were basically saying that they feel like Naz is being desexualized here, because other than the fact that he's third wheeling hard in this picture, they're also comparing him to a dog. And bear in mind, this is coming from Love Island's official account too. Now again, people say that it's a reach, but it just seems
That's a bad move.
Yeah.
A bad move. I know whoever posted that got fired.
100%.
like there's a bit of a pattern emerging at this point. And throughout the show, Naz kind of had this bubbly and energetic personality, which the viewers watching at home loved, but most of the girls in the villa just saw him on a friendship type of vibe, and he got friend zoned by basically all of the girls there. And it's hard to say the exact reason why. Maybe it's because the girls didn't find him attractive or his personality was too off-putting. But if I had to
It's
describe
shit
his run
because
on the show, then
if they're not finding him attractive, there's not much you can do about that.
Yeah, like
Do you know-
it's no one's fault here.
Why? Like,
You know?
you can't force yourself just because his
Yeah, just because it's the only one left
yeah
out.
to then, like, you know, want to be with him. Like, it's
Yeah, because I feel like him himself wouldn't even want that.
yeah,
the
to be like
pity
pity,
girl,
yeah,
like
pity. It's yeah,
that
it's a
is
bit of a
awkward.
tough one.
Yeah.
did feel kind of similar to Raj in The Big Bang Theory, and like not as bad, but the vibes were there. But to be fair to Naz, he did leave the villa with a girl who he'd end up being in a
Okay.
relationship with for 4 years, and after
Oh,
they split,
man
he was
like
invited
Naz.
on another TV show, so he didn't actually lose out on too much opportunities wise. But his portrayal on the show definitely did raise big discussions on how South Asian men are portrayed on reality TV. Now the next South Asian we have who went on the following season of the show arguably got done a lot dirtier, and this is Shannon Singh, who is a Punjabi Scottish model who lasted 2 days on this show before being dumped from the island. And I'm pretty sure this is the fastest dumping
Punjabi Scottish Sikh on Love Island. Sorry, that is just one combination that is.
show has ever seen. And it's worse because this was a season during the pandemic and she had to quarantine for 14 days in Spain in isolation before entering the villa, just to be back on a flight back to the UK in 2 days. Now this one became a massive meme in our community because 2 days on the show is wild, and she got barely any screen time on the show as well.
She's
And
very
there were
pretty though.
conspiracies at the time that it was because people in the
white shit.
community had a negative reaction to her being on the show. And she
Daily.
actually came out in interviews blaming the show and saying that she was only on there so that the producers could box tick with diversity. And people were saying it was unfair the way in which she got dumped because it's never happened like that on the show before. But again, like, it's reality TV and the producers can kind of do whatever they want. But in this same season, they actually casted another Indian girl to go on the show named Priya. And I know, right? 2 Asians in one season is crazy. But unfortunately, this Priya girl was not good for our image either, because one of the first things she said in the villa was that her celebrity crush is Boris Johnson, who, if you don't know, was the conservative right-wing politician leading the UK at the
You've
time,
just
and she
done that
kind
to
of
yourself.
represented
Yeah,
the
she
posh
should do that to
right-wing
herself.
privileged
You've just
archetype,
done
which doesn't really do well
Music
on
could
reality
be
TV
fair.
like at all. And as a result of that, she was voted out after just a week on the show, and the show was once again blamed for tokenism, because what was the point of having her there, especially when the show was 2 weeks away from ending? And she actually
Ah,
talked
she couldn't have been serious about that though.
No, 100%
She was just
not.
be making a joke.
No, do you know what? She could have been serious.
Ugh.
about
could
how
have
she
been.
faced a lot of racism after going on the show. So you kind of have to question if it was really worth going on in the first place. But that was just another South Asian on the show who came and went. But a few seasons later, we actually had a somewhat positive rep because we had Sana, who is half Indian, half Trini. And shout out to my Indo-Caribbeans who watched the videos. I see you guys in the comments. But Sanam came into the show halfway through and she ended up winning the show, and she's about to marry the person she coupled up with, which is a big win and shows that maybe there is some hope for us on this show. And she is probably the most successful South Asian contestant to ever go on this show because she actually won and didn't get dumped within the space of a few days or a few weeks. And currently on the most recent season right now, we've got a British Pakistani girl called
She's the one
Shakira,
that
who, according to my
did
friend,
a podcast. I can't remember who it was with, just explaining her whole situation and everything. That was a good watch, to be fair.
They said this was the most recent.
Yeah.
Recent season or recent Asian girl?
Oh, I don't remember the last few
What did he
seasons.
say?
she actually won and didn't get dumped within the space of a few days or a few weeks. And currently on the most recent season right now, we've got a British Pakistani girl called Shakira, who, according to my friend, is doing her thing right now. So we'll have to see how she does, and maybe she could win as well. But overall, it's pretty clear that South Asian contestants don't do that well on this show. And a lot of people think that this show just isn't made for us and that no one from our community should go on this show because it just sets us back. And a lot of people will say that it's because of stats like Asian men being the least swiped on dating apps. But to be honest, those statistics don't translate onto a show like this because the people on this show aren't looking out for who is South Asian and who isn't. It's more just about who can I be in a couple with, which will actually keep me in the show the longest. Like, that's their mentality.
Yeah, I think again, I just think the show as a whole is kind of dying out.
Yeah, it definitely is. There's not as
And-
much hype around it.
Yeah, and then as far as the Asian thing, again, I don't think that's a producer issue.
I think that's just a
Yeah, it's just the Asian community. They're just not on it.
No, 100% not.
Mm,
Also, the whole like them not doing so well in the shows and stuff. It's just, if you're not attracted to an Asian person, you're not attracted to an Asian person.
yeah, I can't.
You can't.
I mean, again, it's mostly British people on the show.
So it's a bit iffy, but
I feel like the only way this would work for Asians is if they had their own version.
they probably do somewhere out there.
Yeah, they do. But like, oh gosh, imagine a Brummy version.
Yeah, I know. Terrible.
Right. Any last thoughts or words? No?
Good watch.
Good watch. And with that being said, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. Yeah, videos dropping daily, so pull up tomorrow. Come check me out. Peace, love, and prosperity. Let's say it with me. Say we're gone. Point at the camera. Ready? We're gone.